श्रीनिवासयति श्रेष्ठदया पात्रं गुणान्वितः कौशिकोऽनन्तरङ्गाद्यः चिरं विजेतां भुवि न्यस्तात्मीयपरं वरप्रदगुरो वैराग्यभाग्यो ददौ वेदान्तां तदारवन्धमनघात् श्रीश्रीनिवासाद्गुरोः श्रीशैलान्वयकौस्तुभस्य तनयं श्रेयोनिधे श्रीनिधेः वन्दे साधुकटाक्षकेळिनिलयं श्रीकृष्णसद्देशिकं श्रीनारायणयोगीन्द्रवरदार्यकृपाश्रयं रङ्गेशपादविनतं श्रीनिवासमुनिं भजे व्यासं वसिष्ठनप्तारं जगतेः पौत्रमकल्मषं पराशरात्मजं वन्दे कदातं तपोनिधिं पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीमष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणीं यत्पदाम्भोरुहध्यानविध्वस्ताशेषकल्मषः वस्तुतामुपयातोऽहं यमुनेयं नमामि तं यो नित्यमच्युतपदाम्बुजयुग्मरुक्मव्यामोहतस्तरितराणि तृणाय मेने अस्मद्गुरोर्भगवतोऽस्य दैकसिन्धो रामानुजस्य चरणौ शरणं प्रपद्ये श्रीमान् वेङ्कटनाथार्य कवितार्किककेसरी वेदान्ताचार्यवर्यो मे सन्निधत्तां सदा हृदि. Offering my pranamams to all the Bhagavatas in this satsanga, we shall resume the next session. In the previous class, we had studied the first shloka where Krishna says, Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Maya Saktamanah Partha Yogam Yunjanmadashrayah Asamshayam Samagrammam Yathajñāsyasi Tachrunu. So the pratigna of Bhagavan Shri Krishna in the first shloka is that he says, I will teach you everything that is to be known about me completely without any doubts. Asamshayam, samagram, mam yatha jñāsyati tachrunu. Jnanam, the continuing further, so if Paramatman is known, everything is known. So he says, I will teach you myself everything that is to be known with respect to me. So that is his pratigna of Bhagavan. So he will start teaching about his real nature, Sarupa, Rupa, Guna, Vibhava and everything that is to be known. That we saw in the previous class. The second shloka, Jnanam deham savijnanam idam vakshyami asheshatah Yajñātvā neha bhūyōnyat jñātavyam avashishyate. Jnanam deham savijnanam idam vakshyami asheshatah Yat jñātvā neha bhūyōnyat jñātavyam avashishyate. Yat jñātvā bhūyaha jñātavyam anyat iha na avashishyate idam jnanam savijnanam asheshatah te aham vakshyami. That is the Anvaya. Yajñātvā, having known which, bhūyaha jñātavyam anyat. Again, something else that has to be known, iha na vishyate. That is beyond that, more than that, something that has to be known, iha na avashishyate. There is nothing that remains here that is to be known more than what I am going to teach you, having known that. Idam jnanam, that knowledge which of my essential nature, Sarupa Jnana, Savijnanam, Vishesha Jnana, or Vivicha Jnana, that is with all the distinct and differentiating characteristics. Asheshataha te aham vakshyami. I will tell you completely. So Krishna makes that pratigna here that I am going to tell you everything that is to be known about me. The Bhashya is aham te madvishayam idam jnanam vijnanena saha asheshato vakshyami. Vijnanam hi viviktakara vishayam jnanam यथा अहम मद व्यतिरिक्तात् समस्त चिदचिद वस्तु जातात् निखिलहेय प्रत्यनीकतया नानाविध अनवधिकातिशय असंख्येय कल्याण गुणगण अनंत महाविभूतितया च विविक्तः तेन विविक्त विषयज्ञानेन सह मत्स्वरूप विषयज्ञानं वक्ष्यामि किं बहुना यज्ञानं ज्ञात्वा मयि पुनः अन्यत् ज्ञातव्यं न अवशिष्यते. So Bhashya is very significant. Jnanam te aham savijnanam. The jnana and vijnana, the difference between the two words are made clear in the Bhashya. Aham te, Krishna makes the very beginning, the Bhashya says aham, who is Sarvashakta, Sarvajna, Parameshwara. I am going to teach you directly. Mad Vishayamidam Jnanam, about me, the Sarupa Jnana, Vijnanena Saha, with the distinctive attributes, Asheshato Vakshyami. I am going to teach you completely. So what is Vijnana? Vijnanam hi Viviktakara Vishayam Jnanam. So it is about the aspects, those aspects of me which distinguish me uniquely and because of which I am different from everything else. I am distinct and different from everything else. Vivikta akara vishayam jnanam. And what are those distinctive characteristics? Yata aham mad vyatiriktat samasta chidachid vastu jatat nikhilaheya pratyanikataya नानाविध अनवधिक असंख्येय अतिशय असंख्येय कल्याण गुणगण अनंत महाविभूततया च विविक्तः. So this is the differentiating, these are all the characteristics that differentiate Paramatman from everything else. Mad vyatiriktat means everything other than me. Samasta chidachid vastu jatat. What is that everything other than me? Is the entire collection of sentient and the non-sentients. Chit and achit. Vastu jatat. Vastu is all real objects. Chidachit vastu jatat. Nikhilaheya pratyanikataya. So the very first most important characteristic is that he is opposed to, his nature is opposed to everything defiling. And Nanavida anavadika atishaya asankhyeya kalyana guna ananta mahavibhutitaya cha. And about to infinite groups of innumerable, auspicious, unsurpassed, atishaya, anavadika, varieties of qualities, gunagana, kalyana gunagana, auspicious qualities of unlimited excellence and possessing infinite great glory, mahavibhuti, ananta mahavibhuti dayacha viviktaha. That is a distinctive characteristic of Paramatman. Tena vivikta vishaya jnanena saha matsvarupa vishaya jnanam bhakshyami. Along with that, this knowledge which differentiates and distinguishes me from everything else, the knowledge of my real essential nature also I will impart you. Kim bahuna yajnanam jnatva mayi punaha anyat jnatavyam na avashishyate. What more needs to be said, knowing which there will be nothing more left to be known about me. So I am going to teach you everything directly, is the pratigna of Paramatma. Aham is, though Krishna said, I will impart that knowledge by which you can know me completely, samagram, asamshayam. Shrunu, he said, avahitamanaha shrunu. Listen to me carefully in the previous shloka. He again praises that knowledge as most precious, and that Arjuna should acquire that knowledge with great respect. That is implied in the word aham in the Mula Shloka. The Mula Shloka has jnanam and savijnanam to show that there is no punarukti there, no repetition. The upasarga vi in vijnanam is commented as viviktakara vishayam. So jnanam means the knowledge that arises from the vakyas. It is used in secondary sense here as jnanam itself. Vijnanam hi viviktakara vishayam jnanam. The usage jnanam jnatva is similar to pakam pachati, like that. Cooks the dish. It is like that. So if you say cooks is enough, but common usage is like that, cooks the dish. So there, here the word jnanam is about sarupa nirupaka dharma. So there are two aspects of an object, sarupa nirupaka dharmas and nirupita swarupa visheshanas. Sarupa nirupaka dharma is first one has to establish the nature of an object. The qualities which establish the nature of an object is Swarupa Nirupaka Dharma, the Swarupa itself. And once that is established, Nirupita Swarupa Visheshanas, other qualities of that established object are Nirupita Swarupa Visheshanas. So both are essential to know an object completely. So one is Swarupa Jnana, one is Vishesha Jnana, other attributes. Both are I am going to teach you today. So there is no punarukti in that jnana and vijnana. And viviktakara vishaya is the distinction is made due to ubhayalingatva. That is one of the most important aspects which establish Bhagavad Swarupa. Ubhayalingatva and ubhaya vibhuti vishishtatva. These are the two aspects with which it is established. Praising such knowledge, it is told the Bhashya as Kim Bahuna, and concluded with the statement that whatever is to be essentially known, I will teach you with all the attributes. Bhuyaha anyat jnatavyam na avashishyate. So that is also told in the Upanishads, etc. Yena shrutena sarvam ashrutam shrutam bhavati, sarvam amatam matam bhavati, sarvam avijñātam vijñātam bhavati. So if you listen to, if you understand that knowledge, everything else is that is to be known is known. So that is the knowledge that I am going to teach you, is what Krishna is telling here. Vakshamanasya jnanasya dushprapatam aha. Having told that I am going to tell you about me, my nature and my distinctive characteristics completely, Krishna also says how difficult it is to acquire such a knowledge. It's extremely difficult. Dushprapatam, Vakshamanasya jnana. The knowledge that I am going to impart you, a very, very rare soul only can get that kind of a knowledge. Extremely difficult. Dushprapatamaha. Manushyanam sahasreshu kaschid yatati siddhaye yatatamapi siddhanam kaschinmam vetti tattvataha. Manushyanam sahasreshu, out of 1,000 people, kaschit, someone siddhaye yatate, endeavors to attain perfection. Yatatamapi siddhanam, out of those who strive hard and perfect the knowledge of the essential nature and the distinctive characteristics. Kaschit, a very rare one, mam tattvataha veti, will know my reality as is. That is the samanya anvaya of the shloka. Bhashyakara gives a very significant explanation for this, which is unique to our Bhashya. Manushyanam sahasreshu kaschit yatati siddhaye yatataamapi siddhanam kaschit mam vetti tattvataha. The Bhashya is Manushyaha is Shastradhikara Yogyaha. Tesham sahasreshu kaschideva siddhi paryantam yatate. Siddhi paryantam yatamananam sahasreshu kaschideva mam viditva mattaha siddhaye yatate. Madvidam sahasreshu kaschideva tattvato yathavasthitam mam vetti. Na kaschiditi abhiprayaha. Sa mahatma sudurlabha mam tu vedana kaschana iti vakshate. So Bhashyakara gives a very significant explanation for this. So there are three categories told here according to our Siddhanta. Manushyanam sahasreshu kaschid yatati siddhaye yatatamapi siddhanam kaschinmam vetti tattvataha. So yatatamapi siddhanam kaschinmam vetti, kaschinmam tattvataha vetti. That has been split into two vakyas in the Bhashya. Manushyaha is told as Shastradhikara Yogyaha, those who are fit for upasana or meditation, being qualified to study the Shastras. Tesham sahasreshu kaschideva siddhi paryantam yatate. Of such, those thousands of those who are eligible, a rare one will endeavor till perfection. Siddhi paryantam yatate. Siddhi paryantam yatata yatamananam sahasreshu kaschideva mam viditva mattaha siddhaye yatate. Among thousands of such aspirants who pursue till perfection, a very rare one will know me thus and tries to attain perfection by my grace only. Mattaha siddhaye yatate. Madvidam sahasreshu kaschideva tattvato yatha avasthitam mam veti. Madvidam means Vida is jnana. Madvidam, those who have known me, out of those people, among those thousands of those who know me, who have known me, a very rare one will know me tattvataha as I am, yathavasthitam mam tattvataha veti. So that means no one will know me. Na kaschid iti abhiprayah. Nobody will know me like that. And it is going to be told later, sa mahatma sudurlabha. Such a great soul is not to be found. It's very rare. And mam tu veda na kaschana. No one has known me. So these are some of the important things of our Siddhanta also, that Paramatman cannot be known fully, but he can be known, and he should be known as that he cannot be known fully, and with all his glory and all his significant characteristics. So Manushyaha is given a significant meaning here, Shastradhikare Yogyaha. Manushyanam Mula Shloka is not about the class of Manushya, it's not Manushya Jati, because it is established in Brahma Sutras that even Devatas are eligible for Upasana. Tadupari api Badharayanaha Sambhavat, in one sutra, Badharayana says that even Devatas are eligible for Upasana, etc. So it is not talking about Jati, but those who are eligible for Shastra, Shastradhikara Yogyaha. It addresses all who are fit to take up the path of Upasana. The Manushya Janma, of course, itself is very difficult to get, and man is a rational being. The difference is Manushyaha, Manushyanam Sahasreshu, man is a irrational being. He can think, he can get discriminatory, he can discriminate what is good, what is not good. He has that capability, the knowledge, the jnana. And that is, the discriminatory knowledge is said to be different in man compared to animals. Eko viveko hi adhikaha manushye tenaiva hinaha pashuvissamanaha. Subhashita says. Viveka is vivichya jnana, discriminatory knowledge. That is something which is not found in other animals, etc., which is found in man, a rational being. So, if that is not there, is pashuvissamanaha is told. So, Manushya Janma, it's also is a very rare one. Having that discriminatory knowledge, man should strive to achieve the utmost good. So it is said in Kathopanishad how difficult it is. Manushyanam sahasreshu, it is told here. Samparayaha pratibhati balam pramadyantam vittamohena modam. The world is filled with, they are all going after money, and samparayaha, the paraloka, or pratibhati balam. Ayam lokaha na paraiti mani punar vashamapadyate me. Yama says, this is only, there is no other world, there is nothing beyond this, and they keep coming into my sway again and again. Yes, Yama says. So it is Manushyanam Sahasreshu. Sahasra is an indication, it can be, it's a huge number. So they are deluded by the desire for wealth, and the thought of the other world does not occur to them. He says. So that is why Krishna says, Manushyanam sahasreshu. Tesham sahasreshu kaschideva siddhi paryantam yatati. It's quite common that anyone would endeavor to achieve end results. So the meaning of yatati siddhaye is explained as siddhi paryantam yatate. It is about those who put effort without break till the end results are achieved. So take it to completion. That is, again, the very rare soul will take it. Do that, such a thing. And siddhi paryantam yatamananam sahasreshu kaschideva mam viditva mattaha siddhaye. Achieving siddhi or perfection is under the control of the Lord. That one has to realize. The fact that till that is achieved, one has to keep engaging oneself is indicated by yatatam siddhanam. That siddhi is Vedana told as mam veti. According to Bhashya, mam viditva mattaha siddhayet. So one has to realize that we have to put efforts relentlessly till completion, and that Siddhi is under the control of Lord. So He has to be pleased by our efforts, and He will grant us at the right time. But till that time, putting efforts and believing that the Siddhi will come through His grace, that also very rare soul will do that. Madvidam sahasreshu kaschideva tattvato mam yathavasitam mam ved. The meaning of tattvataha is knowing that Paramatman, who is the Prapya, is also the Prapaka. That is the meaning of tattvataha vetti, means that both Prapya and Prapaka is Paramatma only. So the first step is to know Samanya Vedana, told as Vetti, and then Vishishta Vedana, knowing special characteristics too. That is told as Tattvataha Vetti. Because even the second and the third category is Vedana is common. So Tattvataha Vetti is with special characteristics, Vishishta Vedana, that he is the Prapya, he is the Prapaka, and all those things. So here we have to carefully follow the Bhashya, how this shloka is interpreted. The second half of the shloka is split into two vakyas, two sentences. Yatatam api siddhanam kaschinmam vetti is one. Madvedishu kaschinmam tattvataha vetti is the second vakya. That is how it has been split. Nakaschid iti abhiprayah. It shows daurlabhya of such an adhikari. The Mula shloka as Kaschinmam Vetti does not mean that only one will know me. Kaschiti means one person. Some one person will know, it is not the meaning. Na Kaschit means it shows Adhikari Daurlabhya. Because there are many who have known him also, like we see Vyasa, Bhishma, etc. So it can also be not told that Kaschit Vetyeva. That is also cannot be told. That one will definitely know also cannot be told. So according to the meaning implied here, when the knowledge is so difficult to attain, the Bhashya is Nakaschiriti Abhipraya, means it shows Adhikari Daurlabhya. Samaha Atmasu Durlabhaha, the Durlabhatva of such knowledge that is going to be taught here is meant by Nakaschit in the Bhashya. So now Krishna starts teaching his jnana about his essential nature and his all the other distinctive characteristics in more detail, the specific aspects of those he is going to teach. Bhumirapo nalo vayuhu khammano buddhirevacha ahankara iti yamme vinna prakritirashtadha. Bhumihi apaha analaha vayuhu kham manaha buddhihi ahankaraha iti iyam me prakritihi Ashtadha Bhinna. Bhumirapaha Analaha Vayuhu Kham is the earth, the water, fire, air, and ether. Manaha, the mind. Buddhihi, meaning is here the Mahat Tattva. Ahankaraha, Ahankara Tattva. Iti iyam me prakritihi. Like this prakriti of mind is Ashtadha Bhinna. It has divided into 8 categories. So he starts by teaching that Asya Vichitra Ananda Bhogya Bhogopakarana Bhogasthana Rupena Avasthitasya Jagataha Prakritihi Iyam Gandhadi Gunaka Prithvi Aptejo Vayivakashadi Rupena Manah Pravrati Indriya Rupena Cha Mahadahankara Rupena Cha Ashtadha Bhinna Madhiya iti Vidhi. The first aspect of Bhagavan, which is the Prakriti, the Achetana aspect that is taught here, the non-sentient matter, Prakriti, which is present as Vichitra, it's most wonderful, Ananta, it is infinite, Bhogya, that is objects of enjoyment, the Bhogya Vastus, Bhogopakarana, instruments of enjoyment, Bhogasthana, places suitable for enjoyment, Avasthitasya Jagataha. So this whole world is present in these different aspects, in different ways, in the form of Asya Jagataha Prakritihi Iyam. So the Prakriti is told as Karana, the cause of that, the cause of this universe, which is present in such wonderful objects of enjoyment, instruments of enjoyment, places suitable for enjoyment, etc. The cause of that is Prakriti, Mula Prakriti, that is गंधादि गुणक पृथिव्यप्तेजो वायुवाकाशादि रूपेण मनः प्रवृत्ति इंद्रिय रूपेण च महद अहंकार रूपेण च अष्टधा भिन्ना मदीया इति विद्धि. So the form of 5 elements, earth, water, fire, air and ether, having gandha and other attributes, gandha, sparsha, rupa, rasa and all that, smell and other attributes, in the form of the reality of mahat tattva, the mahat tattva and ahankara tattva, reality of ahankara, and it is present differently in those 8 forms. Know this matter as belonging to me, it is madiya, it is mine. So starting with this 4th shloka till the 12th shloka, Natvaham Teshu Temai, Bhagavan has taught his real nature. Here he is teaching that he is different and distinct from the order of non-sentient, that is Achit Tattva. How he is different. So the Vijnana which Bhagavan told that he is different from everything else. Out of that, how he is different from the Achit Tattva is going to be is told here. The earth and others, Bhumi, etc. are told as Prakriti here. Prakriti is told means it is a Karana. So they are all the effects of Prakriti. So they are Prakriti Karyas. So in the Srishti, Mula Prakriti becomes Mahat, Mahat becomes Ahankara. Ahankara has got 3, Sattva, Rajas and Tamas. Some Sattvika Ahankara and Rajasika Ahankara put together. The 11 sense organs, the 5 sense organs of Jnanendriya, Karmendriyas 5 and Manas. These are created out of Sattvika Ahankara along with Tejasa. And the Tejasa and Tamasika Ahankara put together. The Tamasa Ahankara, from there all the Pancha Tanmatras and Pancha Bhutas are created. So that is the order of creation that is stored in the Shrutis, and that has been grouped into here 8 groups here, that Samashti, Srishti is told mainly. So the Prakriti is told as the cause here, but Akasha and other things are all Prakriti Karyas. So it has to be taken as applicable to in the Karyas or Vyashti Srishti, that there is Samashti Srishti and Vyashti Srishti, collective creation, and there is individual creation. So up to some point till the Brahmanda is created, it is all called Samashti Srishti, and then Nama Rupa Vibhaga is made, Brahmanda and Chaturmukha Brahma, and all the individual creations are done after that. Till that time everything is in the form of Tattva, Tattva Sthiti. So they are all Tattvas, means realities, and that is all told here. The individual creation after the division of name and form is called Vyashti Srishti, Nama Rupa Vibhaga, after once it is done. That is told as Asya Vichitra Ananta Bhogya Bhogopakarana. So all that is seen here, the infinite number of Bhogya, Bhogopakarana, Bhogastana, these are all part of Vyashti Srishti. Once the name and form division is made, Nama Rupa Vibhaga is made, then only all these objects are created, which have a name and form. So some opine here, Swami Deshika gives some explanations for this shloka additionally. Some opine that according to the Shrutivakya, Ashtau Prakritayaha, which is told in Garbhopanishad, the words Bhumi, Apaha, etc. mean their Tanmatras. Tanmatra is a middle state, like the middle state when the milk is turning into curd, that is called the Tanmatra. In the word Manas, by the word Manas, the Ahankara, which is the cause of Manas, is meant. This is some people opine like that. The word Ahankara indicates the prime cause, Avyakta, which is the cause of Ahankara, Vasana, etc. By Buddhi, Mahat Tattva is to be understood. All these things, but in this explanation, the primary sense of these words get defeated. So one of the things that we see significantly in our Bhashya is the primary sense is preserved. And so instead of the difficulty in such an explanation, it is better to take these words in their primary sense from the point of view of Vyashti Srishti. That is why it's told Asya Vichitra Ananta Bhogya Bhogopakarana and all that. That is the opinion of Tatparya Chandrika, he says. Or it can be explained also as the word Prakriti means primeval cause or Mula Karana, Mula Prakriti, Mula Karana. And since that is the prime cause of everything, it is only present in 8 forms. Initially it is one and then gets divided into 8 forms, etc. But that is also not the best way, justifiable, because when Paramatma is teaching about his nature, teaching about the 8 forms of Prakriti will not be proper. So the matter which is modified and existing as earth in such forms, perceived directly, that is Pratyaksha Pramana and through Anumana, inference, etc., that is the only proper explanation. So Bhagavan being distinct and different from them, the Vailakshanya between Paramatman and Chetana, that is Prakriti, and being their Lord, that is Sheshi, and being their controller, Niyamaka, are all established by the word may, telling that all of them are belonging to him only, that is ordained here. So the Prakriti is not independent like the Sankhyas say. Sankhyas say is Prakriti itself gets modified and it is not Chetana Dhishtita. We do not accept that. There was something, a Prakriti, a matter, if it has to change, if it has to modify, go to a different state, avastha, it has to be Chetana Dhishtita. That is, there has to be a sentient controlling that. It cannot by itself act or change, etc. And up to the Vyashti Srishti, everything is, there is no other Chetana other than Paramatman. Till he creates Parachaturmukha Brahma and all that. So till that time, all are Paramatman being the Antaryami, the modifications happen. So Mula Prakriti becomes Mahat and Mahat becomes Ahankara. That means Mahat, having Mahat as the Sharira, Paramatman, his body modifies into Ahankara as his Sharira, Ahankara. That is how it is modified. He has to be the Antaryami, through that only it gets changes. All that is established in our Siddhanta. So that is explained as Madhiya iti Vidhi, it is mine. Gandhadi Gunaka, Prithiviyap Tejo, Vayuvakashati Rupena. The mutual differences among Prithvi and others is also shown, Gandhadi Gunaka. So it shows that they are all objects of enjoyment. Gandha and other things shows that they are object of enjoyment and indicates the special effects of Tanmatras. By naming Prithvi and others, the Tanmatras are also addressed as Upalakshana. That is to be understood. So between every Tattva there is a Tanmatra. So Akasha, Shabda Tanmatra, from there Akasha is created. Then Prithvi, Akashat, Vayu. So Sparsha Akasha, Sparsha Tanmatra, from there Vayu Tattva. Like that there is a Tanmatra state in between and then the Tattva. So these are all told in the Srishti Prakarana. That is also to be understood here. So they have special qualities of Gandha, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa and all that. And by Manaha, it is to be understood as Mana Pravriti Indriya Rupayanaja. So the word Manaha is Upalakshana to all the groups of sense organs, which is told in the Bhashya as Pravriti Indriya Rupayana. It's created, mind is created from Sattvika Ahankara. These are all modifications of Prakriti. So Prakriti has Sattva, Rajas, Tamas and all these qualities and it gets modified into these during creation, etc. And Ahankara is a Tattva here. The word Buddhi and Ahankara are not to be taken in the sense of knowledge and ego, etc. But they indicate the Tattva Visheshas, their objects, the modifications of Prakriti, matter. So specific realities which are modifications of the Mula Prakriti. That is indicated in the Bhashya as Mahadankara Rupena, the Rupa. Thus, all the realities of Samashti, that is creation in the collective form, and Vyashti, individual creations, are all taught here. So, though the Shashti Vibhakti as may is there, usage, it culminates in Swaswami Lakshana Sambandha Vishesha. The Shashti Vibhakti is told to be in Sambandha Vishesha, Sambandha. Here it shows Swaswami Lakshana Sambandha. So he is the Lord, he is the overlord of everything. That is the Sambandha. And everything else is subservient to him, under his control. And he is the controller, he is the support. Everything is supported. And things like that. All that has to be understood. That is all told in the Bhashya as Madhiya. That is, nothing can exist independent of him. Everything exists for his sake. So he is the Lord, he is the Swami, Everything is Sheshabhuta to that. So these are all to be understood here. Apareyamitastvanyam prakritim vidhi me param jivabhutam mahabaho yayedam dharyade jagat. So the previous sloka actually ends here, apareyam, aparayam. So bhumirapo nulo vayu kammano buddhirevacha ahankara idiyame bhinna prakritirashtata aparayam. Up to that, the sentence completes there, and that is how it's to be understood. Aparayam itaha tu anyam prakritim vidhi me param jivabhutam mahabaho yaya idam dharyate jagat. Mahabaho iyam apara itaha anyam param me jivabhutam prakritim vidhi yaya jagat dharyate. Hey Arjuna, iyam, this, the prakriti which was told above is apara. That is, it's a lower one. It's not the higher one, but the lower one. Itaha anyam, compared to this, the other one, which is param, which is a higher order, me, and also belongs to me, jiva bhutam prakritim vidhi. Know that prakriti which exists in the form of jivas or beings, the sentients. Yaya, know that by which jagat dharyate, this word is supported. The Bhashya is, so Lord is teaching about achetana and chetana, the two tattvas. So the entire world is made of only chetana and achetana and paramatma. These are the three realities. And chetana and achetana are under the control of paramatman. So in a way we can say that chidachit vishishta paramatma is the only tattva. Or we can take it as three tattvas, because chetana and achetana are also objects, vastus. They are exist as the body of the Paramatman, being controlled by him, supported by him, and meant for his use. The Jivatma Prakriti, that is, the sentient beings, are going to be told here. Iyam mama apara prakritihi, this is my lower prakriti, that is Bhumirapo Nulo Vayuhu and all that. Itastu anyam, itaha achetanayaha चेतन भोग्य भूतायाः प्रकृतेः विसजातीयकारां जीवभूतां परां तस्याः भोक्तृत्वेन प्रधानभूतां चेतनरूपां मदीयां प्रकृतिं विद्धि यया इदम् अचेतनं कृत्स्नं जगत् धार्यते. So iyam mama apara prakritihi is my lower prakriti. Itastu anyam. Itaha means achetanayaha. And what is that achetana? Chetana bhogya bhutayaha prakritehe visajatiyakaram jiva bhutam. So that is the explanation for that. Different from this sentient, different from this non-sentient matter, different from this meaning, different from this non-sentient matter, achetanayaha, which is the object of enjoyment to the sentient being. So for the chetanas, it is a bhogya. Bhokta bhogyam preritarancha matva, it is told in Shruti. So bhokta bhogyam, the prakriti is bhogya, that is, it is an object of enjoyment. And bhokta is bhoktra, that is jivatma, he enjoys this prakriti. All this prakriti which is found in so many bhogastana, bhogya, bhogopakarana, and all these things, objects of enjoyment, etc., they are all enjoyed by the jivatman. And Paramatma also is Bhokta, but Paramatma is Prerita also, which is not there for Jivatma. So that is the distinction. Bhogya, Bhokta, Bhogyam, Preritarancha Matva. So he is called Prerititva, which differentiates him from everything else. That is the Jivatmas, which are for whom the Achetana is an object of enjoyment, and they are having a different nature. It's called the Para Prakriti. Visajatiya means it is a different jati, different class, and that is called Jiva Bhutam Param. That is Para Prakriti, that is higher Prakriti of the form of Jiva. This Para and Apara has to be mutually, you have to understand. Para Prakriti, Param means it is superior compared to Achetana only, not with respect to Paramatman. Paramatma is Paraparanam, Paramaha, and all that's told. He is superior to everything else. So here the para prakriti is told with respect to apara, which is told as achetana. In the form of jivas or individual cells who are preeminent to the non-sentient prakriti, being their enjoyer, know that essential prakriti as mine, that is also mine. The entire world which is non-sentient is sustained by this higher prakriti of the form of jiva, sentience. That is, yaya idam achetanam kritsnam jagate dharyate. This whole world, kritsnam means totality, completely, achetanam, the complete jagat, this world made of all these non-sentients, it is supported or sustained by the jivatmas, it's told here. So in the previous shloka it was taught that Paramatman is different and distinct from achetana. Here it is told that Paramatman is different and distinct from even the sentient jivas, who is different from the non-sentient. Visajati akara, that is also told. So iyam mama amara apara prakritihi, the meaning of apara is lower or lesser importance. And itastu anyam, the word tu indicates extreme difference. Itastu anyam. So achetana and chetana itself there is a lot of difference. That is told as itastu anyam. It would have been sufficient to say itaha param to show the difference in essential nature, but the Mula Shloka says itaha anyam param. Param itself would have been enough. Anyam is also told to confirm that it is a different class, that is the Vaijatya is made clear by that. So this is shown in Bhashya as achetanayaha visajatiya karam. Jivatma, Jiva Tattva is told as para with respect to achetana tattva. The comparison is with respect to achetana. And as per the Shveta Shutara Shruti, the enjoyer or bhoktru is para or higher, and bhogya, object of enjoyment, is apara, that is told here. Yaya idam achetanam kritsnam jagat dharyate. Meaning of the words idam jagat has to be taken without any reduction in scope. That is, there is no sankocha in the meaning of that. So the Bhashya is kritsnam jagat. The word idam shows it is achetana. It is in napumsakalinga idam, that is told achetana, as it indicates paraktva. So chetana and achetana, it's a huge difference. Is chetanas know themselves, that is pratyak tattva. They can know themselves. Swasmai bhasamanatvam they have. Whereas achetana is paraktva. They only, others can perceive that. They show themselves to others. They cannot know themselves. That is parak tattva. So that achetana, that indicates paraktva. And that is made clear here also. So this dharana aspect of supporting is through sankalpa, willing, in the waking state and other states. So when the Jagra Avastha, when a living being is awake, through Sankalpa, the sentience, the Jivatma supports the body, which is Achetana, in the Jagradi Avasthas, waking state, etc. And in other states, there is Swarupa Dharana, that is the essential nature. So even in Sushupti, when one is sleeping in deep sleep, the Jivatma is supporting the Achetana body. So there is through Swarupa he is supporting. In the waking state it is through Sankalpa, etc. So the Jivatma controls the body which is inanimate through his willing, etc. and through his nature, essential nature also. Without that, Jivatma, the non-sentient matter, cannot sustain. So that is why it is told, Yayedam dharyate jagat. So these two are told as prakritis. The meaning of prakriti is karana actually. They are not independent causes, but they are under the control of the Paramatma. That is to be understood very clearly. And he uses them as the causes for creation. So they are creation in the sense under the control of the Paramatma. They cannot be independently, they cannot become causes. The whole world is made of these two, Chit and Achit, and Paramatman is supporting everything and controlling. So it is the problem here in the world, what we see is we perceive matter, which is clearly seen through Pratyaksha itself, and the presence of Jivatma also can be inferred. Because when there is action, we know that there is a Chetana inside, there is a spiritual entity, because of which we see all the action that is happening. But Paramatman cannot be perceived by either Pratyaksha or this Anumana, etc. Paramatman has to be known from Shastra only. And Krishna is explaining clearly that all these are controlled by him, they are belong to him. He is the super lord of, overlord of everything. He is the Sheshi, and everything is under his control only. That is made very clear directly by Krishna. That is the uniqueness of this Shastra. The Shrutis tell all indirectly. Tadeva Somya Damagrasi, etc. Shruti says that Shabdavachya Paramatma created here in third person, but here Paramatma is telling Aham, I am telling you, I created all these, I am the Lord of all these, they all belong to me. And he is telling directly, that is the uniqueness of this, the greatness of this Shastra. Continuing further, his Paramatman teaches about his nature. Etadyonini bhutani sarvani tyupadharaya aham kritsnasya jagataha prabhavaha pralayasthatha. Etadyonini bhutani sarvani tyupadharaya. Sarvani bhutani etadyonini iti upadharaya. Tatha aham kritsnasya jagataha prabhavaha pralayah. Sarvani bhutani, know that all the beings are embodied souls, are the sentient beings. Etadyoni, bhuta means it's an embodied soul. Etadyonini iti upadharaya, having only these two as prakritis or karanas. Etadyonini, having these two as karanas. Tatha, that way, aham krishnasya jagataha prabhavaha pralayaha. I am the cause of creation and withdrawal of the entire universe. The Bhashya is Etat Chetana Achetana Samashti Rupam Adiya Prakriti Dvaya Yonini Brahmadi Stamba Paryantani Uchavacha Bhavena Avasthitani Chidachin Mishrani Madiyani Sarpani Bhutani iti upadharaya. Madiya Prakriti Dvaya Yoninihi Tani Madiyanyeva. Simple Bhashya, but very effective. Etat Chetana Chetana Samashti Rupa. All beings which have these Prakritis, sentients and non-sentients in collective form, that is Samashti Rupa, and having the mixture of, so in Prakriti everything is mixed and present as one Tattva, where you cannot separate out the sentient from the non-sentient. It's all mixed up completely. All the Chetanas who are real entities, who are eternal, Nityas, they are all present as Samashti Jiva, that is united with Avyakta, the Prakriti in the Mula form, Mula Prakriti, and those two cannot be separated. They exist in that kind of a form, and that is united in Paramatman. So till that the form, so there is no name and form division there. One cannot differentiate, he is a Deva, he is a Manusya, this is a Bhumi, this is Akasha, etc. There is no name and form existing. That is called Samashti Rupa. So up to some stage in the creation, it will be in that Samashti Rupa only. And after that, the individual creations happen where once the Panchabhutas are created, the Indriyas are created, and all that, and Jivatmas are associated with the bodies and Indriyas according to their karma, and then all the individual creations of this tree or all this Akasha, Samudra, and everything happens. So that is called Vyashti Rupa, Vyashti Srishti. So all the beings, the Chetana, Chetana, Samashti Rupa, Madhiya, Prakriti Dvaya Yonini, all are cause created from the Samashti Rupa of these Prakritis, Chetana and Achetana, which are in the collective form, Samashti Rupa. From there the individual creations are done. And having the mixture of sentient, that is Achetana and Chetana, in the higher and lower order, Uchavacha Bhavena, that is Brahmadi Stamba Paryantani, including everything from Chaturmukha Brahma is the Adi Chetana. Chaturmukha Brahma is called as the Adi Chetana, the first being who is created. From him till the Stamba Paryanta, the lowest insect, up to that, everything that is created, know all these as mine. Uchavacha Bhava. So Devas are superior to Manushas and things like that. Manushas superior to Pashus and they are superior to the sthavaras, the tree and other things. So like that, there is uchavacha bhava, that is higher and lower. The differentiation is there. They are all existing like that. Avasthitani, chidachin mishrani. They are all mixed with chetana and achetana. Everything has chetana and achetana. Madhiyani, they are all belonging to me, mine only. Sarvani bhutani iti upadharaya. Know very clearly. Madhiya prakriti dvaya yoni nihitani madhiyanyeva. Madhiya prakriti dvaya, that is all, both these prakritis were told as his, belonging to him, under his control, the chetana and achetana. And because everything is born out of these two chetana and achetanas, they are also belonging to me. That's what Paramatman is telling here, Krishna is. Madhiya prakriti dvaya yoni, yoni is karana, cause. Madhiya prakriti dvaya yoni nihitani madhiyanyeva. They are also mine. And prakriti by itself cannot modify. That is all very clear here. Tatha prakriti dvaya yonitvena kritsnasya jagataha. So the entire world has these two prakritis as karana, yoni. Prakriti dvaya yonitvena kritsnasya jagataha. The entire universe has these two prakritis as its cause. Tayoho dvayorapi madhyonitvena. And those two are having me as their cause. And madhyonitvena, madhiyatvena cha, and they are under my control. They belong to me. They exist for me. They are my property, is telling. Krishnasya jagataha, ahameva prabhavaha. Because of this, the entire world, I am the cause. I am eva prabhavaha. I am the sole cause of this entire world made of chetana and achetana. Ahameva cha pralayaha. I am only the cause, the person who withdraws everything during pralaya, because during Srishti, what is existing, what has united in Paramatma during pralaya is only created. It comes into Vyashti Rupa from Samashti. And Prakriti, Mula Prakriti and Chetana Tattvas are all real. Mula Prakriti is also a real entity. It is Nitya, eternal. It does not perish completely. Only it gets modified into different forms. In the Swarupa itself, there is a difference. There is a change in the Swarupa. The seed becomes a tree. So there is a change in the Swarupa itself. While the Chetana remains the same. So the Mula Prakriti. But in the Avyakta form, all these trees and seeds and ocean and Akasha, everything that we see that exists in the Avyakta form, which cannot be seen as an eternal entity, and it gets modified in Swarupa during Srishti. The Chetanas exist as they are. There is absolutely no change in their Swarupa, and they are associated with all these bodies and other things which are created during creation, Srishti. So these two, Chetana and Achetana, are having me as their cause. Is Paramatma is telling here that Tvayoho dvayorapi madhyonitvena. They are having me as their yoni, their karana. Madhiyatvena cha. They are also belonging to me. They are controlled by me. So because of that, Krishnasya jagataha, complete world, universe, ahameva prabhavaha, ahameva cha pralayaha, ahameva cha sheshi iti upadharaya. So I am only the cause, I am only the cause of creation. I only withdraw unto me everything during pralaya, and I am the overlord, sheshi of everything. That means that the sheshi bhava is the Shesha has to be subservient to the Lord. It is under the control of the Lord. Tayoho, chidachit samashti bhutayoho, prakriti purushayoho, api, parama purushayonitvam, shruti, smriti, siddham. So, tayoho, chidachit samashti bhutayoho. And it is well established, shruti, smriti, siddham. In the shrutis and smritis, what is established is tayoho chidachit samashti bhutayoho. The chidachit samashti, collectivity of the orders of sentient and the non-sentient, which are prakriti and purusha, prakriti purushayoho api. Parama purusha yonitvam. The cause that they are having their cause in Parama Purusha is well established in Shruti and Smritis, and Bhashyakara gives some important quotations from the Pramanas. Mahan avyakte liyate, avyaktam akshare liyate, aksharam tamasi liyate, tamaha pare deve eki bhavati. Subhalopanishad Vakya. The Mahat Tattva, Mahan avyakte liyate. Mahat tattva merges into avyakta. Avyaktam akshare liyate. Avyakta merges into akshara. Aksharam tamasi liyate. Akshara merges into tamas. Tamaha pare deve eki bhavati. Here it is eki bhava. So the laya is not losing its nature, but changing the state and being united in the other state without getting separated, not being capable of separating it. So in the achetana, there is a Swarupa Vikara itself, whereas Chetanas, Akshara is told as all the collectivity of Chetanas here. Tamasiliyate means it gets united with tamas and stays as it is, because tamaha pare deve eki bhavati. Tamaha is sukshma chidachit, the collection of sukshma form, that is subtle form of chit and achit, chetana is called tamas, that is present in Paramatma. Tamaha pare deve eki bhavati is the pramana for telling that sukshma chidachit vishishta Paramatma is the karana. That becomes vyashti, everything individual creation. He becomes sthula chidachit vishishta, that is srishti. So that pramana is told from Subala Upanishad. Vishnoho swarupat paratodite dve rupe pradhanam purushascha. Maitreya, two forms told in Vishnu Purana, pradhana and purusha. Pradhana is also prakriti. Pradhana and purusha are born of the form of Vishnu. That is told in Vishnu Purana. So Shruti and Smriti Pramanas, Bhashkara is telling, Prakritirya maya khyata vyakta vyakta swarupini purushaschapi ubhavayate liyate paramatmani. Paramatma cha sarvesham adharaha parameshwaraha Vishnu nama vedeshu vedanteshu cha giyate. This is also Vishnu Purana Vakya. Ityadika cha Shruti Smrtayaha. The Prakriti which was told by me, Prakriti ya maya khyata, which was told by me as having the nature of Vyakta and Avyakta, Vyakta Vyakta Swarupini. So in the Mula Karana it is present as Avyakta, in the Vyashti Srishti it is present as Vyakta, that is seen clearly by everyone. Prakriti and Purusha, both these unite into Paramatman. Purushascha, that Prakriti and Purusha, both Ubhav, Liyate Paramatmani, they unite into Paramatman. That Paramatman, Sarvesham Adharaha, Parameshwara, he is the support of all and he is the overlord, Parameshwara. He is called Vishnu, Vishnu Nama, so Vedeshu Vedanteshu. So he is praised in the Vedas and Vedantas. All these are pramanas from Shruti and Smriti to establish all this what Krishna is teaching here. Bhashyakara quotes the Vakyas from Shruti and Smritis. So in the previous shloka, the state of collectivity, Samashti Dasha was told. The first half of the current shloka, the individual creation is also told, Vyashti Dasha. Both Samashti and Vyashti are effects and Paramatman is the cause of both. Be it under his control. The effect for Jivatma, how Jivatma doesn't change, there is no vikara, means in the Swabhava, there is a change for him. There is his Dharmabhuta Jnana contracts or expands. So that is the change that happens to Jivatma. In the Swarupa, there is no change absolutely in the Jivatman. And in the Avyakta, that is Prakriti, it is Pradhana, there is change in the Swarupa itself, the essential nature. The word Etad Yonini addresses both Prakriti and Purusha, told in the previous shloka, and it is not just Prakriti alone. The word Prakriti seem to properly represent the non-sentient Achetana alone. How can it be used with respect to the sentient Chetana? One may get a doubt. How can Chetana be told as Prakriti? Because Prakriti, Mula Prakriti is used with respect to Achetana. The sentient of the nature of consciousness, and by nature he is immutable, he is Nirvikara, Jnanaswarupa. Even then he gets associated with bodies such as Deva, Manusha, etc. due to the karma. And his attributive consciousness, Dharmabhuta Jnana, gets hidden, covered. There is Tirodhana, and he experiences varieties of actions which lead to enjoyments, etc. And though he is seen in variety of forms after creation, before creation, what happens during Pralaya, he will be dormant, just like the non-sentient. Inert, just like inert Prakriti, Achid Avishishtan Pralaye, it is told. Achid Avishishtan, that is, you can't differentiate him from Achite. So, as though he is also Achite, Jivatmas all will be united in Paramatman, completely dormant. Paramatman only gives them the body, etc., and shows them an Acharya, gives them Shastra, and makes them, teaches himself, all that, so that they can liberate themselves from this bondage. So during Pralaya, they are insisting like that. So though he is seen in so many forms here, and that is the reason why, just like he is dormant like non-sentient, inert Prakriti, so he is called Prakriti itself. That can be one explanation. So he can be addressed like that. He is told as Para Prakriti. So he is not to differentiate from Achetana, which is told as Apara Prakriti. Jivatmas are told as Para Prakriti, the higher Prakritis. Tadha Prakrititve Yonitvena. One more doubt may arise here. It is said that Sarveshwara is the cause of Prakriti and Purusha. But the Pramanas say both of them are eternal. And those Pramanas are seen in Shruti Smritis also. Ajamekam Lohita Shukla Krishnam Bhakvim Prajam Janayanti Gum Sarupam. Ajamekam. Aja means na jayate. Aja. Ajam ekam lohita shukla krishnam. Sattva rajas tamas gunas are there in Prakriti. Aja is Prakriti, and it is Prakriti is told as Aja, which is having Sattva rajas tamas, etc. in Shvetashvatara Upanishad. Nityo nityanam chetanas chetananam. Kathopanishad says chetanas are nityas. Prakritim purusham chaiva vidhyanadi ubhavapi. In Gita itself it is going to be told later. Prakriti and Purusha are anadi. So how can Sarveshwara or anyone be the cause of something which is told as eternal? Can be a doubt here. The fact that Prakriti and Purusha are created is also established from Shruti only. Because Shruti says they both unite into Paramatman during Pralaya. Tamaha Pare Deve Eki Bhavat. So the union of Prakriti and Purusha, Swami Deshikam says, is to be taken like Nira Kshira Nyaya, like mixing water in milk. So you cannot, water molecules are separately present, milk is present separately, but they cannot be separated. So they are present as though they cannot be separated, and that is how it has to be taken. So there is no Swarupa Nasha, there is no destruction in their essential nature, but they exist separately. But they are existing in a state where Namarupa Vibhaga Anarha Dasha, Sukshma Dasha, that is without, they cannot be separated with name and form, etc. In that form they are there. So there is no contradiction there. Vishnoho Swarupat Paratodite Dve Rupe Pradhanam Purushascha. The shloka Vishnoho Swarupat Paratodite has to be understood as Parataha Udite. The Sandhikarya here is Arsha Prayoga. Paratodite, Parataha Udite can be told. Arsha is told by Rishi. Whatever is told by Rishi is Arsha. Arsha Prayoga has to be taken as it is. We see in Ramayana and other works also that there are many places which are not strictly according to, which appear to be not strictly according to grammar. That is to be taken as Arsha Prayoga. Or it can be also to be taken to mean Laya, as found in the context. If it is taken as Parato Dite, so this word, Swami Deshika gives some special interpretations based on grammar. Parato Dite. Dite has the form, it's a form in the root, do avakhandane, breaking. That is do is the root, avakhandane, in that sense it comes. And it would mean prathak bhute, meaning separate. So then it gets established that even in the state of Pralaya, there exists difference in the essential nature of the three, named Pradhana, or Prakriti and Purusha and Paramatma. It's well established. Or it can be taken as Parato Adite also it can be taken. If you take a Avagraha there, Parato Adite, Parato Adite also can be taken. Aprathak Bhute, Adite is Aprathak Bhute. Then it would mean the kind of union where the different elements cannot be separated but exist together in their own nature, like that. So these are some of the special meanings given in Tatparya Chandrika. With that, we have come to the end of this session. the next few shlokas, this part of the Prakarana is the most wonderful part, where Bhashyakara gives very unique, wonderful explanations, where Paramatma Swarupa is told. Mattah paradaram nanyat kinchidasti dhananjaya mai sarvamidam protam sutre manigana iva. रसोहमप्सु कौन्तेय प्रभास्मि शशिसूर्ययोः प्रणवः सर्ववेदेषु शब्दः खे पौरुषं ऋषु पुण्यो गन्धः पृथिव्यां च तेजश्चास्मि विभावसो जीवनं सर्वभूतेषु तपश्चास्मि तपस्विषु बीजं मां सर्वभूतानां विद्धि पार्थ सनातनं बुद्धिः बुद्धिमतामस्मि तेजः तेजस्विनामहं बलं बलवतां चाहं कामराग विवर्जितम धर्मा विरुद्धो भूतेषु कामोस्मि भरतऋषभा. So all these shlokas where Paramatman explains his wonderful nature for the which we can take up in the next session. So offering my pranamams to all the Bhagavatas in this Goshti, I shall conclude today's session. Param Shri Krishnarpanamastu Vimate rAmAnuja and leave the class for any questions. Thank you. If there are no questions, we shall conclude today's session. rAmAnuja Namaha Sarvam Shri Krishnarpanamastu Vasudevastam Devim Jajanamaram Devaki Paramanandam Namaste.